goodness. I am so excited to welcome this sovereign soul back to the podcast. It has been far too long for any of this. You know my journey. You know it's taken a minute to come back to podcasting, to
Yeah, yeah.
be here and to be with you again. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. This is going to be a conversation. We neither one of us really knows where this is going to go, but this is like part of this whole process that I want to create. I don't want to be scripted. Like, I just literally want people on Sunday mornings to come cozy up with an amazing cup of coffee or tea, get on their couch, grab their blanket, and just listen as we chit chat all things. And I am so excited to have you on as one of our first guests to come back on to season 3 of the podcast. Let's start by letting you have a moment, sir, to introduce yourself so that everybody knows who I get to chat with today.
Well, it is quite a pleasure. I'm excited to be here. We don't get to talk as often as we would like, but it's nice to be able to do this and just see what happens. My name is Scott Philip-Gergens. I am an artist, a filmmaker, and I own a gallery, an art gallery in Baltimore, Maryland. And I met Jacqueline through expanding my spiritual journey, and it's been wonderful since. It's been years, but
It has.
we've gone through quite a bit. Yeah, we unknowingly met each other, and we were both trying to figure out how to get the an oracle deck made, and we met, and it was perfect. It was supposed to happen that way. So
Yeah, and your background isn't in oracles.
no, it's not. It's just an art, and I was really trying to expand just myself and self mastery as you have those courses, and just to try to be more in tune to the world around me and my higher self, and so I wanted to explore that side, and I thought that it would be wonderful to create the artwork for an oracle deck, but I didn't know the process, and I didn't know what to do, and then here you are looking for maybe an artist to to um to team
I
up
know.
with, and it was
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
It was absolutely perfect. And it did not take any effort at all for us to tune into the energy that was presenting itself, for the messages to come forward regarding what wanted to present itself energetically through the deck, and then for you to tap into the essence of all of it and create the art that is absolutely perfect for the deck.
Yes, it was fantastic. And part of that, I mean, not part of it, but I mean, I went into this really to help. I met you, Jackie, through it in a time period where my life was just, I was just dealing with a lot of really challenging things. And I thought the only way for me to get through this is to figure out another way to process, another way to grow from these events, and and you really helped with that. And the journey of creating the deck was really about going inward and outward, and really exploring sides of things that I just never would have thought to be able to do, or tried to do on my own. And so I grew so much from that process, before and then during, because the creation of each card was a separate little journey, that really was expansive.
You know, it's so cool because I love that you share that. You grew before and during. And I was prepped and ready to go prior and during. My growth in our exchange here happened afterward. My growth happened afterward. My growth was in the okay, I have this finished product. Now, how do I bring it to life? Where do I go to bring this to life? What is it going to take for me to bring this to life? would definitely encourage anyone creating a deck. The vision is absolutely 95% of it, but there is a 5% of you that needs to really check things out prior, because as I had this creation, this beautiful creation that I was so excited to bring to the world. It was literally a pulling together of production, a pulling together of manufacturing. And at the time of manufacturing, which was overseas, we found a manufacturer in China, and then the tariffs started happening. And like everything started increasing, and we were like, "Oh my god, happening?" And it was absolutely about timing, divine timing. It was about patience, and it was about surrendering. Honestly, I mean, that was the greatest growth spurt that I had throughout this project, was around surrendering and really allowing the oracle's energy in and of itself to truly allow this process to come to fruition. And then as soon as everything was together, and as soon as, FedEx dropped 8 boxes on my doorstep, I was like, oh my God, now what? But it was, and it's something. I'll tell you. I've got a deck sitting here beside me, an unopened deck, by the way, and which I didn't realize I grabbed the unopened instead of the open deck. But hey, we get to have an unboxing today
You can
on the
unbox it right now,
podcast. This is so
exactly.
good. Yeah, literally. I mean, it comes, friends, nicely shrink wrapped so that it's protected. But this processed, and being able to see it after the fact and hold these cards in hand is something. I mean, and I know at the time of recording this, you have yet to have your decks, because I've been holding them ransom so that we get together and create something absolutely epic, as well as dinner, for us to for me to exchange these for you. I've held yours. Like, listen to me. The artist has yet to see his work in full. Like, what is this world we're in right now? But beside like this amazing deck, comes with a book as well. But the thing that came was the gold. The gold was such a big part of this creation. It was absolutely what needed to take place. And then as we went together, basically creating card by card, essence by essence, energy by energy, really truly taking time for you to tune in. And at that time, you were working your gift of clairvoyance and really being able not just to clairsentiently pick up the energy that I was describing to you, but then you had to go and actually bring it to life. Here's our gatekeeper card. And bringing it to life was it, do you find it to have been easier through the art, like, rather than describing it through maybe a feeling?
Um, think that it's easier for me to describe it visually, to paint it, to get the expression out there
Mm-hmm.
in a painting form, or a drawing, as opposed to so much the description. I know that we went back and forth with some descriptions, and I mean, there were times where you already had a general idea of what you wanted the image to be, and then we would and then how I would see it, and then we'd bounce off. And you expanded the Zeta energy so I could receive it as well, in this process, so I could really kind of um, channel that when I was creating the images. So that was, I mean, I'd be driving down the road or in the shower or making dinner, and it's like, okay, this is an image. I got to get this down real quick, so and I get the sketch out there. And I mean,
Yeah.
the painting in all of these is a style that I was doing new work that I hadn't done before. I knew I could do it, but I was never really painting that way before. And really, it was coming out with some really fantastic things. So it's
It
exciting.
was it was amazing. It was amazing. And I will tell you, I know you'll remember this. I knew the moment I saw a particular painting of yours that it was supposed to be an oracle card, and that's the painting that started the conversation around the creation of the Oracle of Zeta. You had put up a picture of this artwork, and I said, "Oh my gosh, it's source. That is source energy right there. Holy smokes, this has got to be an Oracle card. What are your thoughts?" And from there, literally everything just took right off. You know,
Yeah,
I think I'm, well, I know for sure it took a lot longer. It was a labor of love on both parts that took a lot longer than both of us had anticipated. But that both of us understand now, having moved through it, because you can't rush. First of all, you can't rush an artist. I think that that's like the biggest rule ever, is never rush the artist. And two, when the energy is forming itself, you know, there's a process of being able to connect to it, sit with it, and then, you know, really bring it to canvas so that it can present itself to you. um and I was in awe the entire time watching you create this. It was so exciting every time you would send me a new image. Every time you would go, because what we had done, we created a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, and I knew all the players. We knew all the players. And I basically just said, "Scott, like, go wherever you feel guided, you know, like wherever you feel guided, whatever comes through, whenever it comes through, just do what you got to do." So I never knew what cards were coming my way when they were completed. It was a lot of fun.
yeah, it was fantastic, and um, yeah, I just like you said, rushing the artist. I mean, some of the times as we got forward more into it, I didn't need as much time for each card, but at the beginning it was just like I was just kind of stepping into and feeling the energy, and some of those initial earlier cards were, you know, took a few weeks each to make, and then by the time it was done, like going on, I was doing maybe one or two a week near the end, and they were just
Yeah, yeah, hot and heavy, hot and heavy,
yeah,
hot and heavy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
here on the Sovereign Soul, season three, the theme for season three is all around hope. It's all around hope. And you and I are chatting with the intention of bringing this episode to fruition in the month of becoming. So, as we contemplate the theme and the month we find ourselves in, I will say that my intention for our deck is to be used as a tool for those that are seeking the expansion around their becoming in their spiritual gifts or in their spiritual know-how, and also that the deck become a resource that expands their hope, the hope that, you know, answers can come, guidance can come, and things of that nature. But if you sit with this, and especially throughout your journey and what it was the entire time you were creating it, what was your hope? And how are you hoping that it how are you hoping that it supports the becoming of those that are going to be using it?
Well, I feel like, and I hope that this answers the question. Something fun about an Oracle deck is that it's so different. Each Oracle deck is not like a tarot deck, and tarot deck, I feel, um, with the Oracle deck, I'll just go into the Oracle deck. I think the Oracle deck really is able to help shape the individual in a way that is very unique. They are able to use that tool in a way that is different than the way you would use a tarot deck. So I think that I'm drawn to the Oracle deck. I'm drawn more to that in a tool that is maybe softer guidance. It's like you step into it to kind of really uh, to really just kind of seek more of what you're looking for and what you're trying to find, and where you're trying to go, as opposed to, I feel like maybe tarot is more of just like hard rules. Now, obviously, there's fluctuation within it, but I feel like the Oracle deck, and this deck in particular, because it really channels this energy, and the messages in each card are just very they're just very hopeful. They're very powerful, and they're very insightful. They really get you to move towards a higher you, a better you, and I think that that's wonderful. And that was my in take from when I was creating some of these cards. It's like it's just there's just it allows an interpretation that is very personal, with each message. And it was so that's what I'm
Absolutely,
thinking. It
absolutely.
can
And
really
you're
help you
so right.
become.
Yeah, you're so right. I mean, when it comes to Oracle, Oracle has an energy and an essence all its own. And I resonate with you, it feels a bit bolder, it feels a bit more blunt with regards to how it gives you like finite answers. However, an Oracle deck, when created with intention, is meant to tell a story. It's meant to bring you into an energy that is there to support you in your becoming and in your ability to, for the Oracle of Zeta, we can speak on behalf of that for sure. The throat chakra and the ability to express yourself with your truth. There's a sword of truth in our deck, and that is what we use to cut through any illusion that our ego might be attempting to hold us hostage to, right? The sword of truth is connected with Archangel Michael, right? And so this is where we cut all of the cords that hold us back from, where we might not find strength, where we might not find our courage, where we may be playing small, right? The sword of truth is meant to cut through all of that to support the healing and the ability to truly step up and step out into the fullness of who you are. In our deck, the sword of truth is depicted by the strength card because it adds that strength to what it is that we are attempting to take on. But as you can see in the video here, and hopefully you're following us over on YouTube, for those of you listening, this is an amazing visual that you just have to go tune into. But the sword of truth, it cuts through all of the layers of density that can often be something that we struggle with. The layers of, like I said before, the illusion or the scarcity or the fear, right, or the anxiety to really truly use your God spark to transform life in general. This is a huge, huge, huge component to the Oracle of Zeta, and being able to really tap into your soul's essence so that it can be put on display here in the physical world. Because that's exactly what you came here to do: be on display, make an impact, expand your soul. And Zeta is all about soul growth and expansion. That's the very essence and the very purpose for their connecting with me, for their showering you with their energy as well. I mean, not for nothing, but I know you said a couple times there were a few energies within this deck that could not wait to be depicted, that just stepped forward like, here I am, create my portrait. We won't shout any
Yeah.
names out, Matthias, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah. That was an early one. That was Matthias was like stepped in, and I said, "This is what I'm seeing, and what do you think about that?" And you're like, "That's Matthias." Yeah, yeah, those are powerful ones.
It's
And,
Matthias.
and yeah,
It's
it's just
Matthias.
it's
Matthias is very powerful influence. I mean, he's the masculine and
yeah. Well, it was a very just wonderful to kind of just step into that, and that was early on. That was, I think that besides that source initial one, which I painted from a meditation that you guided me through, and that was before we talked about the deck. And it's like, I just want to show you this painting that I did. from the meditation, and then you're like, okay. But after that, I think it was Zeta was the first one, the one after that, and then Matthias wasn't far beyond that. It was, I think, it's been a year or so, but I think that was correct. I think I wanted to do Zeta first, uh, and then step into that, 'cause kind of just step right into that energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It was such a wild ride. It was so incredible. I think with the intention for the growth and expansion here with this deck, it's really to support people with having a tool that's tangible where you can go anytime you're needing just a burst of inspiration, a bit of direction or guidance, definitely the ability to connect to this energy. The energy that is Zeta is all in the blue ray of God. It is the sapphire, ray that supports, again, with your unique expression. Your soul has a unique signature, a unique vibration and frequency, and you are meant to shine it brightly. It is a part of the tapestry that is the universe, right? And so anytime that you play small, we run the risk of not having the fullness of what is meant to be here in the world. And so I am so excited to see where this deck goes. I'm so excited to see where our journey takes us, because I know for sure that this is not the first or the last oracle deck within us. You and I are going to come together again. We're going to expand the Oracle of Zeta because each and every day it's like a new component to this energy, to this collective comes forward, and it's just so exciting, to connect to. I know that our listeners are going to be so thrilled to find out that you and we're collaborating, and we're cooking up something amazing.
Yes, yes, indeed. I'm excited. So if all this time in all of the courses and the video calls and the texts and the phone calls and the voice messages, we haven't actually met in person. I haven't been able to attend any of your courses in person, and we're cooking up a nice event here in Baltimore, where people can come and see the original artwork of the deck, and meet you, and that'll be in my gallery, hopefully, in Baltimore, if um if it can hold all the people that might want to come. Otherwise, we'll do someplace nearby. But that way they could get the deck, and hear from you, and hear from me, and just talk about the journey. And I don't know. I think I'm really excited about that. And it's I'm pushing towards December. So I think that there's plenty of time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So much time, so much time. So I'm so excited for it. You can definitely go to jacquelinehopper.com slash contact me, where you can learn more or get information as to how you can participate and come and meet Scott and I in person in Baltimore, Maryland in December. So excited to finalize all those details. But make sure you go to jacquelinehopper.com so that you can learn all about that. Scott, tell everybody where they can find you.
So I have my own website, which is arsenicmedia.com, and then I have like my gallery's website, which I exhibit my work as well as other artists at the gallery, and that's gallerybluedoor.com. I'm also on social media, through both of those things, in Instagram mainly, and Facebook. And I post mainly what I'm painting, and sometimes what I'm reading, and just sometimes just like quiet moments in the country of things that I'm experiencing and just sitting through and meditating with. So you could follow me at any of those places, and just see what's going on in my life, and what I'm creating.
Yeah, I'm so
I
excited.
want to say
I'm
this
so
also. I
excited
want to
for
bounce
everybody.
off sorry, I want to bounce off the whole the hope and becoming, and I just feel like we're all uh, I will assume that we are all in this state of wanting better for ourselves and wanting to do something new with ourselves and um, go to places within ourselves that maybe need healing and maybe need help and to move beyond them. And I really feel like this deck, creating the deck, was that for me. And just that, and then sitting with the deck afterwards and going through as you have when you're pulling cards and seeing that, it just brings up that same energy again. And I think that if we have hope for ourselves, that we want to do something more or different, especially in these times where we're kind of things feel like unsettled. I think it's really fantastic that we can have a place to go um, and help ourselves through that. And this is certainly a tool for that, and to become better selves.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And it's so right now. And it's so amazing that it's right now. It's so good. Amazing friends. Thank you so, 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 so much for being on the Sovereign. I love you. You know how much I do. And it's so cool to have you back here, season 3 for the Sovereign Soul. But for those of you who are listening and watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe so that you can see more of the Sovereign Soul as we give you the episodes every Sunday. If you are following along on Apple or podcast, make sure that you are subscribing and giving us all the feedback. We love to hear your feedback on how you find this, what you need more of, and what questions you might have. I mean, hey, if there's questions for Sir Scott, I have no problems bringing him back on to answer those for you. But make sure that you are getting in touch with us so that we can do all the things and get in touch with you in any way that we can to expand upon our journeys together. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you again. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.